All righty, and we are live. Happy Thursday, everybody, and is it September 3rd today? Oh my goodness. So last week, Kelli and and first of all, let me just introduce myself. I'm Leanne Kalal, and I am a member of the numerologist team, and I am here with the fabulous Kelli Fox, world-renowned astrologer. And honestly, if you tune into this show on a weekly basis, you know it's like having a personal astrologer in your pocket because Kelli shares so much about what's going on every week, and she gets into details that I've just never found anywhere else. So Kelli, welcome, and thank you for always sharing all of your wisdom and astrological knowledge with us.
Hi, Leanne, and hi, everyone. And as always, thank you for having me on.
Yeah, I'm really excited to talk with you today because, well, we are officially in September. Last week we talked before September, and we were talking about the trends that were coming up. And I see someone's tuning in from Romania. Hello, let us know where you're tuning in from. But now it's officially September, and we've actually just on the other side of the very first full moon of the month. It's a full moon in Pisces. I'm a Pisces, so I've actually been enjoying this period quite a bit. It's been a little, I don't like knock on wood though. I guess I'll be like, it's been intense, but in a really nice, enjoyable way for me. So that might not be the case for all signs. And that's what Kelli is here to do today. She is going to talk about the full moon. That is, I believe it's full moon in Pisces, sextile Uranus. What the heck does this mean for everyone in general, but also each specific sign? And hi, thanks for tuning in. We've got Hamilton, Ontario, Barcelona, Spain, Missouri, Canada. So fun to see. UK. Woohoo!
Merging Spirit Girl Boss TV. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. I really do appreciate that.
I think we do need the name. I feel like this is a show. Like this is.
It is. I just called it a show, I think. Yeah. Oh, hello, Leanne. Did I say hello?
Yeah, I think so. I've just been talking.
Hello, everyone. I don't even know if I said hello. So hello again.
Hi.
It's really been like that with this Pisces full moon. Mm. I want to know if anybody's had like really, really vivid dreams. I know I have. Yes, yeah. I have. And Leanne, I did. I messaged you this morning and I was like, I think I had a dream about you last night, but I can't remember what was going on. And it seemed like really vivid at the time. Yeah. But
I'm crossing my fingers that it was a good premonition, and everything will come true.
There was nothing. I don't remember a negative feeling, and that's what happens with dreams. Is how do you feel about the dream, or how do you feel during the dream, and that's really the giveaway. Yeah. So, if anybody, I'd love to know, Leanne, if anybody's had any really vivid dreams with this Pisces full moon.
Well, definitely let us know in the comments. And I'll just say, I've had vivid dreams, but it's almost like I've been in that lucid state where it's like I'm awake, but I'm dreaming, and everything's just kind of like I'm really in flow these days. And it seems like the night and the day blends together, if that makes any sense.
It does. That's very Piscean of you. So we have we've had our annual Pisces full moon, and depending on where you are in the world, but for most people that happened Wednesday. But Pacific time, it was 10:22 p.m. and the full moon in Pisces. Do you hear an echo before I go on?
No, I don't.
Okay, because I'm hearing an echo.
I'll mute myself, and maybe that'll make it different.
And it's like, my voice is like stereo. Okay. So the Pisces full moon, it's our annual Pisces full moon, and full moons happen typically once in a calendar month, sometimes twice, and of course next month, again, depending on the time zone. No, it looks like it's going to be twice for everyone. In October, we're going to have 2 full moons, which happens occasionally. So back to this full moon, it's full moon in Pisces, and a full moon happens every month, every calendar month, and it's when the sun and the moon are opposite each other with our little Earth in the middle. So we've got these two, and of course the sun is much bigger than the moon, but I'm just talking energetically. So the Earth is in the middle, and there's this sort of tug-of-war effect with the full moon. And the full moon, think of it like a giant flashlight in the sky, in the dark night sky. So what a full moon does is it lights things up. It lights up the darkness, or it shines the light, or it brings something to a head. So astrologers say that's a culmination of something, or it's, something reaches a pinnacle around a full moon. And full moons intensify things. And, there's been a lot of myths and movies about full moons. And the thing that always comes to my mind is like the werewolf howling at the moon and all that sort of thing. So with this Pisces full moon, what it's really highlighting is care and compassion and psychic abilities, because, Pisces is the psychic of the zodiac. And it's about not just thinking of ourselves at this time, but thinking of everyone else. It's thinking of humankind, because Pisces, being the final sign of the zodiac, is very much about everybody. It's the masses. So what's coming about at this time is highlighting, all of us and how we're connected. And of course, that's what we've been doing all year. Now, just because it's a Pisces moon, it doesn't mean we're just suddenly all thinking about that, because we absolutely are not. But something comes to a head. And I'm looking down at my calendar here, and I'm saying that also at the time of the full moon, there are a couple of aspects going on. One was Mercury trine Pluto. Now, Pluto also represents the masses, or all of us, humankind. And Mercury, as many of us know, is about communication. And a trine is a good flowing influence. So when you've got good communication across a global sphere, that's all tied into the full moon. And then, of course, we've got Venus opposite Saturn. So be careful when it comes to, somber feelings when it comes to love and money. Those things aside, what you did say, Leanne, was that the full moon is forming a sextile to Uranus, planet of the unexpected. So what does that gobbledygook mean? Well, so the full moon, as I said, it's about care and compassion, of being of service, about, on one side, because I talk about the shadow a lot, like a lot of times we've got to look at the shadow of an influence. So it's about giving too much of ourselves in some ways. But a sextile is a 60-degree angle between two or more planets. And so the full moon forming a sextile to Uranus is all about nice or pleasant surprises. So when you put all those keywords together of the Pisces full moon forming a sextile to Uranus, it's all about when you reach out to others, when you realize that we're all just a link in the chain of humankind, then and you do something to help somebody without the expectation of something coming back, there might be an unexpected reward or surprise that comes back to that. And the thing with Uranus is it's currently in Taurus, which is an earth sign. So there's a lot of groundedness about this full moon, because normally the energy of Pisces, being a water sign, and the moon, of course, it rules emotion. So it's very watery anyway. It's very much about the feels or the emotions. But there's a lot of groundedness to this full moon. So it's sort of like making dreams a reality at this time too. So, because Pisces is the dreamer of the zodiac too. So the energy of the full moon is, it's great to have big ideas and ideals and brainstorming sessions with big groups of people, of course, all online. And but there's this groundedness that comes with Uranus in Taurus, but also Jupiter, planet of hope, luck, fortune, expansion, is also forming a wide sextile with this full moon. So, and it's about to turn direct next week. So there's a supercharged fortuitous energy at this time with Jupiter about to turn direct next week. And so that plays into this full moon as well. So there's a lot of like really big feelings, for better or worse, depending on how this full moon affects your zodiac sign. I am going to talk about that in just a minute. But having the involvement of Jupiter and Uranus both in earth signs, there's sort of like a sensible, what word am I looking for? It's like a sensible, practical ideal that we have. And if you're a water sign, and that's Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, or if you're an earth sign, and that's Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, this is great news. This is a time to make dreams a reality.
Very exciting. Well, thank you for sharing that, Kelly. And I'm reading the comments as we go along. Nikki, I'm from Vancouver, so we both live in Vancouver. And then the other things, we had asked people to share dreams. And it looks like there's been a lot of dreams, and there's actually been a lot of intense dreams and some maybe not so. I don't ever like to judge and place something as like, that was a great dream or that was not a good dream at all. But it looks like there are some pretty intense, heavy dreams that have been going on over the last few days.
Yes. And I'm reading Nia's comment. Happy 75-year anniversary for World War II veterans. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Wow. Yeah, incredible. I love reading the comments here.
I know. It's fun.
It is a lot of fun. So I want to, Leanne, I want to go through what this full moon means for each of the zodiac signs and also like the energies of this week. So we have the full moon in Pisces, which of course is the main influence of the week. It's the headline of the week. And then we've got the other influences, which I talked about, but I just want to touch on really quickly. I mentioned the Mercury trine Pluto, which is great for getting the word out, getting the point across. And then also love and money takes sort of a serious, somber turn with Venus opposite Saturn. Then also we've got I talked about the Sun trine Uranus, Moon trine Uranus with the full moon. And then today we had Mercury trine Saturn. So it's like there's it's sort of like there's the backup to really get your thoughts in order. And if you need to speak to your boss or you need to speak to some authority figure, words will come a lot more easily than maybe what they might have done before. Sometimes when we have to deal with red tape, it can be nerve-wracking, but this is actually a time to do it. And then I did want to address tomorrow relationships. We've got Venus square Mars, and I've been looking at that for quite a few weeks thinking, I don't want to plan any meetings for tomorrow or anything like that. Venus is planet of love and socialization, and Mars is a planet of ambition and desire and passion. So when the relationship planets, Venus and Mars, come together or connected through a tough aspect like a square, relationships can get a little bit sticky this week. And also with a full moon is about opposites or somebody standing opposite us, and it's about, full moons are about finding that compromise. So with the full moon about compromise, and then Venus and Mars forming a challenging square aspect, relationships can be a little bit tricky this week. But the good news is that we've got, Mercury forming a very nice sextile to Venus, and of course those trines to Saturn and Pluto. So what that means is that it is a good time to speak up. It is a good time to, really let somebody know how you feel, and they'll hear it in a way that's not maybe not so much negative, because Mercury moves into Libra on Saturday, and Mercury, planet of communication in the mind, is very happy when it's with Libra. So there's an easy flow of communication at this time. Of course, in a few weeks, I'll be saying something different, because Mercury will be forming some challenging aspects to the outer planets, but we're not there yet. So yes, so make the most of it right now, that's for sure. And then, go ahead.
I just want to say, for everyone tuning in, Kelly is going to be talking about, because people are like, anything for Scorpio, and we're getting asked some questions. So just keep listening, and she's going to address your sun sign. And then I also just want to point out that you can grab your free monthly forecast that Kelly has put together. It is personalized, extremely custom for your sign. And so you can go check it out. I'll also share this link in the comments. But Kelli's forecasts are incredible. If you find this interesting, you will love to actually receive something written from her. So just want to share that right now.
And based off your date of birth. So it goes really deep beyond the sun sign.
Yes.
So, and then also this week, well, actually on Sunday, we've got Love Planet Venus moving into Leo. And so I'll talk about that more next week. But yes, as you just did then, that's exactly Venus in Leo. It's very much about, relationships will take center stage when Venus is in Leo. And if you're a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag, that's fantastic news for you when it comes to love and money. Okay, so I want to talk about what this full moon means for each of the zodiac signs. So if you're an Aries, this is very much about trusting your intuition, tuning in to, what goes on, what's going on in the back of your mind. Pay attention to your dreams. Really look at signs and symbols. I know I talk about that a lot. But if you're an Aries, pay attention to the signs and symbols that are going on around you. They do have meaning at this time. And especially in a relationship, when I said that Venus-Mars square, we'll be throwing, I'm trying to think of the word that words should come easily, but they're not because I'm trying to be polite when I think about it. But if you're an Aries, this full moon really does suggest that you look at the link that you are in the bigger chain of things, I think is one way to say it. Now,
interesting. It would be like throwing a little, is there like a kink in the link?
A kink in the link.
Is that like kind of what Aries can expect? But I do like this theme of looking at our role in the greater picture of everything.
Yes, that's this full moon.
Awesome.
Now, if you're a Taurus, if you're a sweet, cuddly Taurus, then this full moon for you is about friends and friendships. So it's going to highlight your relationship to other people who you consider friends. And if you're single, the interesting thing for the bull is that you may find that friends become lovers or lovers become friends, or there's sort of like this unclear boundary. If you're a single bull, this is the time that will highlight that. And particularly because your ruling planet is Venus, and Venus is forming a tense or challenging aspect to Mars, planet of passion. So what that means is that there's a blur with the lines here if you're a bull or have any planets in Taurus. It just makes me smile saying that for some reason. And if you're a Gemini, well, for you, Gemini, this is a good week for communication. Full moon and Venus-Mars square aside, your ruling planet is Mercury, and Mercury is forming some really great influences or aspects to other planets, and that's Venus, Saturn, and Pluto. So what that means is, typically with Gemini being an air sign, the other air signs being Libra and Aquarius, it's like you're very articulate and eloquent and witty and funny and clever, and you know a lot of stuff about a lot of stuff. So this is the time to really shine when it comes to communication, Gemini. Now, for Cancer, the crab, now your ruling planet, and we know technically the moon's not a planet, but astrologers call the sun and moon planets, just for ease, because there are so many exceptions to the rules in astrology that tiny little thing, that tiny little classification really does make a big difference. So for Cancer, the crab, your ruling planet is the moon. And so the moon is at its brightest this week. So Cancer, the crab, really gets affected through the moon phases. And so something for you, Cancer, is coming to a head this week. And so it's very much about something is illuminated, or something the light is shining on something, probably a relationship, because of Venus in these hard aspects to Mars and Saturn this week. So it's very much about something, the moon is showing you something this week. Let's put it that way. And of course, it's got everything to do with your emotions, because the moon rules emotions and feelings. Now, Leo, for you, as I just said before, love planet Venus is moving into Leo on Sunday. And I just want to say, yay, because this is great news. This is great energy. It's playful. It's fun. It's, having a good time. It's really shining. So Leo, I know I'm talking about this week and not next. And I've sort of jumped into next week. Because, there are things to look forward to. There's a little bit of glimmer of hope in a really tough year. So, for you, Leo, this full moon is about things really coming up that have been below the surface for way too long. So for you, Leo, with this full moon, it's all about having things come up that you didn't even realize was sort of still swirling around, underneath the surface. So let these things come up, and it's a time to have a discussion because of these really positive Mercury aspects. As tough as these conversations will be and as challenging as they might be, it's going to be good and a relief to sort of let things go that are no longer working for you. Now, Virgo, for you, you're wrapped up, your sign is wrapped up with this full moon, because this full moon in Pisces is your opposite sign. And so what it means is that, Virgo, for you, other people are projecting back to you. Other people are reflecting. Full moons are like giant mirrors in the sky. So for you, Virgo, people are reflecting your own behaviors back to you, your own attitudes. The shadows that you don't want to own are coming back at you, Virgo. So this is the time to really, to at least on some level be conscious about those things. Now, Libra, for you, what's happening at this time, we're getting ready to move into your season in a few weeks, Libra season, and I'll talk about that in probably a couple of weeks. But for you, Libra, your ruling planet is Venus, and Venus is really getting pummeled by Mars and Saturn. So Venus is the planet of love and money, and, Libra is a lover, not a fighter. And this week, though, Libra's going to be maybe pushed around by those that they're closest to. And it's going to be a challenging week when it comes to relationships. You're going to be asked to step up when you've already taken 10 steps up. Now there's more work to be done. There's more karma to work through if you're a Libra. And once you can pass the test of karma of this week, things will be a little bit lighter than what they will be this week for Libra. Scorpio. So for Scorpio, your co-ruler Scorpio is Mars. And so Mars, so let me just take a step back. Scorpio is one of those signs that have two rulers. The main or the modern day ruler is Pluto. Pluto is planet of change. And the ancient or co-ruler of Scorpio is Mars. So, as I said, Venus and Mars are forming a challenging aspect. So for you, Scorpio, it's important that you don't get caught up in the drama, which sometimes Scorpio does do. And it's important, Scorpio, that you be strategic. Scorpio, you're the strategist of the Zodiac. So stay there, stay in that mode. Don't sort of get pulled down without remembering what the long-term plan is or the bigger picture. So that's what's going to be called upon you this week. The full moon does support you. It's in a fellow water sign. So use your extremely keen perceptions. Yours is the most perceptive sign of the Zodiac. You're intuitive, like the other water signs, Cancer and Pisces. Use your instincts. Don't get caught up in relationship dramas this week, Scorpio. Now, Sagittarius, for you this week, It could be a little bit challenging. You know, this Pisces full moon is in a fellow mutable sign, and that does create tension for you. So particularly when it comes to emotions or feelings, or, you know, you might find that other people are getting too bogged down in their emotions when they should be up in their head. You know, you might find other people are creating these challenges or tension for you when you just want to move on and get stuff done. But the good news is that your planetary ruler is Jupiter, and next week Jupiter turns direct. So you might be feeling it. You might be feeling some sort of excitement or hope or optimism, or there might be some plans brewing for you. They're not quite at fruition yet, but the full moon will be highlighting stuff you need to deal with first before you can move into the new. So Capricorn, for you, so what's going on this week is your ruling planet is Saturn, and Saturn is dancing around well, I wouldn't even say dancing, in a standoff, let's call it that. Your ruling planet, Saturn, is in a standoff with love planet Venus. So what that means is when it comes to love and money for you, Capricorn, someone might be opposed to your ideas. Someone might not like the plans that you're concocting at this time. So what's going to be really important for you, Capricorn, with this full moon in Pisces especially, is compromise. I know, right? It's sort of like a dirty word, compromise. But for you, Capricorn, it's going to be really important to play the game, to not just be the leader that you are, but to really sort of involve everybody and make everybody feel included and that they're part of some sort of decision-making process. Now, Aquarius, for you, this is not such a bad week because your modern day ruler is Uranus. And so Uranus is dancing in a nice tango dance, with the full moon. So there might this week for Aquarius some nice opportunities, and the opportunities come when you trust your instincts, when you listen to your intuition, Aquarius. That's when you'll see the opportunities that are right in front of you. And so make the most of those. And you might find that the rewards come over and over again for the long term. And then finally, Pisces, well, this is your annual full moon. So what that means is that, you know, this is the time of year for you, Pisces, when things will come to a head, where things will be presented, because you've trusted your instincts and you've trusted your intuition. And so now you see the results of trusting yourself. And you're such a caring and compassionate sign. You really do care about everyone else. And you might see that when you need the support, it comes back to you at this time because you've taken that step out there and you bend over backwards, sometimes to your own detriment, when you help other people. But now is the time, if you do need help and support, this is the time that you will get that.
Amazing. Well, thank you for sharing everything with us today, Kelli. And for those of you who are tuning in throughout, this video is going to be live, and it's not going to be live, it's going to be saved on the pages wherever you're watching this right now. So you can rewatch it and listen to the piece that's specific for you. And as always, I encourage you to share this with your friends and family. You can tag them in the comments, or you can share it on Facebook. This was super valuable. Thank you so much for sharing everything you did today, Kelli. It's always a pleasure talking with you, and thank you to everyone
Thanks,
who tuned in
Leanne,
with
and
us
thank
today.
you, everyone, and wishing you all the very best. Bye.
All righty, bye. Chat next